So in this video, we will learn how to create a document in PandaDoc with Pabbly Connect. Now guys, PandaDoc, which is an automatic document creating application, I will tell you how you can generate documents and invoices using that. So we are taking a trigger application as WooCommerce. So guys, the use case is whenever we will receive a new order in WooCommerce, using those order details, we will be automatically creating invoices in PandaDocs or some kind of other document as well if of your choice you can create. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So first of all, we will go to a browser and search for pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, by clicking on sign up free, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So I will sign into my own Pabbly Connect account. And after signing in, we will reach to this all apps page of Pabbly. Here just click on access now below Pabbly Connect. And now we can see that we have reached to Pabbly Connect's dashboard. In this dashboard, just click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as WooCommerce to PandaDocs. WooCommerce to PandaDocs. And just click on create. And now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is we want to generate invoices using PandaDocs for a WooCommerce order. So first we will connect our WooCommerce store with Pabbly Connect so that whenever we will receive a new order in WooCommerce, we should get those order details in Pabbly Connect workflow. Then after that, using Pabbly Connect, we will send those order details to PandaDocs so that we can create invoices using the template which we have created in PandaDocs. Now guys, let's begin with this automation. So here in trigger window, in choose app, first we have to search for WooCommerce. Select WooCommerce. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select new order created. After selecting our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we will use this webhook URL to make the connection between our WooCommerce store and Pabbly Connect. And how you can do this? You can refer to the help text given below over here. So just copy this webhook URL from here, go to your WordPress site where you have installed your WooCommerce plugin. So this is my site. I will hover on WooCommerce and go to WooCommerce settings. Now after reaching to the settings page, we have several options over here, out of which we will click on advanced. And then we have an option named as webhooks over here. So just click on webhooks. And now we can see that right now I haven't added any kind of webhook URL in my WooCommerce store. Just click on this add webhook button. And after that, we have to enter the details of the new webhook which we are adding. So for example, I'll enter the name of the webhook. For example, I'll name it as PandaDoc. PandaDocs. PandaDoc. And then the status. So I'll switch the status of this webhook to active. Then the topic. So from the drop down below, we will select the topic as order created. This is the topic. Then it is asking us for the delivery URL. So here in delivery URL section, we have to paste the same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. So we'll just paste that same webhook URL. And after that, let's ignore the secret and API version and click on save webhook. And we will see guys, using this webhook URL, we have connected our WooCommerce store with Pabbly Connect right now. So it is showing us webhook updated successfully. Now every time we will receive a new order in WooCommerce store, the details of that order will be captured in Pabbly Connect. Now after doing this, what we are going to do, we are going to place a test order, a dummy order on a WooCommerce store. So first we'll get back to Pabbly Connect and click on this recapture webhook response button over here. After that, we'll go to our WooCommerce store and now we are going to place the order. But before we do this, here in Pabbly Connect, we have to turn off this simple response button. Just turn it off, switch it to the left side. Because we want to get the order details, the details of the new order in advanced format. We don't want the simple response. We will be using the advanced format. So guys, here after switching it off, we'll go to our store and we are going to place the order. And in this order, I'll just select two random products. I'll be ordering two products. First one is the iron press. Just click on add to cart. And second one is the round neck black t-shirt. Let's add this product as well in the cart. Now you can see that I have added these two products and I will be ordering two t-shirts. So round neck black t-shirts, the quantity is 2 and iron press is 1. Just click on update cart here. So cart is updated and here we can see that the total amount is 240. Let's proceed to checkout. And then we have to enter the details of the customer. So here I have entered the details of a dummy customer named as dummy name. This is the name, this is the address of the customer who is placing the order, and here let's enter the dummy mobile number. This is a dummy mobile number and a dummy email address. So right now we have entered the dummy details, the test details of a customer. And here in Pabbly Connect, we have turned off the simple response button. So it was on, we have turned this off. Now guys, what we are going to do, just click on this place order button. And we will see, okay, so this is not a valid number. So let me enter some other number over here. For example, so this is the dummy number. Let's click on it, place order. And yes, now we can see that we have successfully received a test order, a dummy order on our WooCommerce store. And because we have connected our WooCommerce store with Pabbly Connect, we will see the details of this new order will also be captured inside our Pabbly Connect workflow as well. So let's wait for a few seconds. And yes, here we can see that we have received the response. And in this response, we can see the details of the new order. So we have the order of the ID, the order ID of the order which we have received. We have the status, the currency of payment. Then we will scroll down. We have the created date, at what date and time we have received the order. We have the total amount, and we will see that when we will scroll down, we have the details of the customer who placed the order. The first name, last name, address, email address, mobile number and all. And again, when we will scroll down, we will see a response named as line items. And in this response, we will see the details of the products which the customer has ordered. So we have the product ID, product name and other details collectively. So all the products which the customer has added in their card while placing the order, we have the details of the all of these products. So what we are going to do, we are going to just sort this data out. So in such a way, we are going to sort this data in such a way that in one response, we will have the name of the product, name of all the products. Then in another response, we will have their tax values. In another response, in a third response, we'll have the price of the product in this way. And how we are going to do this? We are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect, that is line itemizer. So using that feature, we will sort this data, we will segregate this data which we have received in array format into a simpler format. So for that, we will just scroll down and come to this action window. And here we will search for data transformer first. So data transformer is a module, is a feature of Pabbly Connect under which we have an action event which is line itemizer. So from the drop down, just select line itemizer and click on connect. Then it is asking us line items array, that what is the data present in array format which we want to change. So we have this data, we have this response of line item. So we have to basically map this same response which we have received from of our new order from WooCommerce in Pabbly Connect. We have that map, we have to map that same data over here. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and from the drop down below, from the responses of WooCommerce, we will search for the response of that line itemizer or this line items, and we will select it, and that data, that response in array format will be mapped. After this, just click on save and send test request. Now, after clicking on save and send test request, we can see that we have received some response. So as I told you, the data is now segregated. We have collectively received the data of all the products, the complete details of the products from WooCommerce and Pabbly Connect in array format. So using line itemizer, we have changed the details, changed the format of the data, and we have separated it. So we have the comma separated values for the ID of the product which customer has ordered. Then we have the name of the products, then we have the product ID. Then after that, we will scroll down and we will see the variation ID, the quantity, in what quantity the customer has ordered. So customer has ordered one iron press, so we have one over here. After comma, we have the round neck black t-shirt, and after comma in quantity as well, we have two because we have entered two black t-shirts from WooCommerce store. Then we have the subtotal, that what is the subtotal of these products, what is the total amount, what is the SKU. Then we also have the price. So guys, points to be noted over here is the price. So just note this, remember this response of price which we have received, remember the response of total amount, remember the response of quantity and the product name. Because we are going to use these details, use this data while creating the invoice in PandaDocs. We are going to send this data to PandaDocs. And also guys, the total taxes. We are going to send tax details as well. So guys, we have successfully received the details of the new order received on WooCommerce and Pabbly Connect. Now what we have to do, we have to send all of these details to PandaDocs so that we can create a new document, a new invoice over there. For that, we'll scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then in Choose App, we will search for PandaDoc. Select PandaDoc. After that, we have to select the action event. And in the drop down below, we have several different action events over here. So out of all of this, the first action event which we are going to use in this video is generate a section item. Just select this action event. Now guys, what is the section item and why we are selecting this item, this event over here? Now, if you are familiar with PandaDocs guys, let me explain you a very simple, a very basic thing with using a slide. So guys, suppose you are creating a document. For example, in today's video, we are creating an invoice using PandaDocs. So suppose this is your document, this is your invoice. So in this document, in the invoice, you can basically add multiple pricing tables. So multiple pricing tables can be added in your document in PandaDoc. And also in a pricing table, you can also add multiple sections. So you can basically add multiple sections of data in a single pricing table. And you can also add multiple pricing table into a single document. So guys, we will be starting from the zero level, from the base level. That first we will select a section. We will create a section. We will generate a section of data in our PandaDoc. Then what we are going to do in the next step, we will send those new section details which we have generated to, or we will insert that complete newly generated section into a pricing table. Then after that, after adding that data new section details into a pricing table, we will enter or we will add or we will insert this complete newly built pricing table into the document. So in this way, we are going to insert the data. Let me show you my template as well. So guys, let's go to my PandaDocs account first. This is the dashboard. We will go to the template section and then invoice template. This is the template which we are going to use in this video. So this is just a simple basic template which I have created. In this template, I am entering the details of the customer like their name, their email, their mobile number and the address of the customer. Then you can see over here, I have added a pricing table. This is a pricing table. So in this video, we are just keeping it very simple. We are just inserting or creating one section and one pricing table. But if you want, you can create multiple sections and multiple pricing tables using this automation. How you can do that, I'll show you later in this video. So right now in this template, we have just one pricing table. So this complete table is called as pricing table. And the data, the parts of the data which we are going to add in this pricing table is called as section. So here we have only one section. This is the complete pricing table and we have only one section with the details of the product, like the details like the name of the product, the description, price, quantity, taxes and subtotal. So all of these things comes under a section in PandaDocs. So using these sections, we built a pricing table. And then after building this pricing table, we insert this pricing table into a template document. So in this way, it works. So first we have to create a section. That's why we have selected generate a section item over here. So let's click on connect guys. And after clicking on connect, we have to connect our PandaDocs account with Pabbly Connect. So guys, here we just have to enter the API key of our PandaDoc account. Now how we can get the API key? We'll go to a PandaDoc account. Let's go to the dashboard. And after that, here on the left side, we can see settings option. Click on settings. After reaching to the settings page, on the left side, we have this developer dashboard. Just click on developer dashboard. And after that, just click on this configurations option. So here in this configuration section, you can see the sandbox key or the production API key of your PandaDoc account. So right now, my PandaDoc account is a sandbox account. That's why I will copy this sandbox API key. But if you have a fully functional production account of your PandaDocs account, you can copy this production key as well. Just copy this key and paste it over here in this API key section and click on save. And as we click on save, we will see using this API key, our PandaDoc account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, the first thing it asks us is the template. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the templates which we have in our PandaDoc account can be seen over here. Let me show you. We will go to the template section of PandaDoc and you can see all of these templates. So the template out of all of this, which we are going to use in this video, is named as invoice template. So what we are going to do, from the drop down, we are going to select this template. After selecting our template, it is asking us for the template table. So as I told you, in this table, I have only added one table. In this template complete document, I have added only one table. And this table is known as pricing table. So here we'll go to properties and you can see the name of this table is pricing table. So what we are going to do, we are from the drop down, we are going to select this table. If you want, you can insert multiple tables in your document, and for which table you are creating this section, you just have to select that table over here in this template table option. The next thing it asks us is the section item detail, that the section which we are generating, what is the name of the section. For example, you can give any random name. So I'll name it as first section. So this is the name of the new section which we are generating. Then is it a default section? So yes, from the drop down, we will have to select yes over here. Then it is asking us, is multi-choice enabled? So the data or the text which you are adding in this section, is it possible, or are we giving an option to select it, or is it a multi-choice option? No, it is not. We are going to add the complete data of the product. It is not optional. So from the drop down, we will select no over here. Then it is asking us line item section rows option is optional. So section rows option is optional or not. So the section rows, number of rows option is not optional. So we will be entering false over here. But we just don't have to enter false as it is written in the help text. The help text is enter comma separated true or false. Example, true comma false. We have to add these details for every product. So like we have received the details or the data of two products, we are going to create the invoice and add two rows in this table for two different products which we have received, whose order we have received from WooCommerce. So we are going to add the details or this data for two different products. So we have added it for the first product. Let's add comma and enter false over here. Then the next thing it asks us is section row option is optional selected. So this is section row optional. Did we have selected? Did we enter true over here? No, we haven't entered true over here. So that's why once again we will enter false over here. So for the first item it is false, and after comma for the second item as well it is false. The next thing it asks us is the line item section rows option is in this quantity editable. So the quantity of this option in this text is editable or not. So yes, the quantity is editable. So that is why we will enter true. For the first product it is also true, and for the second product as well it is also true. Then the next thing it asks us is the line item section rows option is multi-choice selected. So this was the multi-choice enabled option. We have selected no over here. That is why we will enter false over here. False, false. So what are the options we are selecting according to a choice? We just have to enter the responses according to that, and that too with a comma separated value for every product. After selecting all of these, it is asking us line item section rows option custom field key. So basically, if we want, we can also add some comma separated custom fields or values which we want to add in the document. So right now, if you want to add, you can add. If you don't want, you can ignore this field. I want to add some custom field values like the name of the customer and the email. For example, I'll enter the custom field value as name and the next value as email. Just a second, not the colons. Okay. And here after that, after this custom keys, we have created these two keys of name and email. The next thing it asks us is the section row option custom field values. So we have created two custom fields over here. We have given them the name to them. Now what we have to do, we have to enter the values for it. So we have created two custom fields of name and email. Now we have to enter the value. So we have to enter the name of the customer and the email. And we have received these details from WooCommerce. So we are going to use the same technique of mapping here once again. Just click on this field, and from the drop down below, from the WooCommerce responses, select the first name of the customer, response of the first name of the customer, map it, and after the space from the drop down, select and map the last name. Then let's add the comma, and after adding the comma, the next thing was email. So from the drop down below, select and map the email address of the customer. So let's search for the email. Just a second. Okay, this is it. Just select it and map it. So you can basically add these details, these custom fields, or if you don't want, you can ignore them. These fields are not mandatory, and also you won't be seeing these fields in your newly generated document. So you can ignore them. Then the next thing it asks us is line item section row data name. Then section row data description, section row data price, section row data quantity, and section row data tax percentage. So all the columns which we have created in this template like name, description, price, quantity, and tax, we can see a list of all of these columns in Pabbly Connect. So one by one, we will enter the details, the comma separated details of this new table or the data which we want to add over here. So we want to enter the details of the products or the order details over here. So we will be mapping that data. So we have to enter the line item details, means the data which we have received after using line itemizer, we have received the comma separated data, comma separated values. We have to map these responses over here in this field. So how we are going to do this? The first thing it asking us is about the name of the product. Just click here and from the drop down from the responses of data transformer by Pabbly, select the response of the name of the products which customer has ordered and select it and map it. Then after mapping the name, it is asking us for the description. So we haven't received the description yet, so we can ignore this field for now. And the next thing is the section row data price. So we have to enter the comma separated, the line itemized response for the price. So just click here. From the drop down using data transformer line itemizer, we have received the price. So this is the response of the price of the product. Just select it. Next is the quantity. So we have also received the quantity at what quantity which product was ordered. So this is the response of line item, the comma separated response of quantity. Just select it and map it. Then it is asking us section row data tax percentage. So we have received the tax percentage as well. So we have total tax. This is the response. Just select it and map it. So after mapping all of these details, guys, all of these details regarding the product which we want to add, the order details which we want to add in our new document, just click on this save and send test request. But before that, sorry, I forgot to switch off this simple response button. Just turn this simple response button off and click on save and send test request. Now, after clicking on save and send test request, you can see that here we have received a response. And then this response is named as mapping value. So guys, first, as I told you, we are going to create a section. So we have successfully created the section with the details, with the text which we want to add in our table. And this is the mapping data, mapping response of those tables which we are going to use in the next step of this workflow. So we have successfully created the section. Now what we have to do? We have to insert this section into a pricing table. For that, we will just scroll down, click on this add action step button over here. And after that, in choose app, once again, we will search for PandaDoc. PandaDoc it is, just select it. And after that, in action event from the drop down, this time we are going to select generate a pricing table item. Just select it and click on connect. Now guys, in the previous step only, we have connected our PandaDoc account with Pabbly Connect. That's why we don't have to make any new connection. Just let it be on select existing connection and click on save. And we will make the connection using our old connection details. After making the connection, we have to select the same template which we have selected in the previous step and the same pricing table. Then it is asking us, is the data merged? That the data which we are adding, is it merged or not? So yes, the data is merged. That's why we will select yes. Then it is also asking us three different details according to this pricing table. So the table which you have created, it is asking us three different details like the absolute tax, absolute discount, and absolute fees. So let's enter the details like the absolute tax over here is of 12, so I'll enter that. The absolute discount is of 10%, so I'll enter 10%, and the absolute fee is, for example, 5. So I'll just enter these absolute details, and then what it is asking us for the sections. So just now guys, in the previous step, we have created a section and we have received the mapping value of that section in the response. So we have to basically map this same mapping value of the new section which we have created just now over here in this field of section. And as you all know, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down, we can see the responses of PandaDoc generate a section item. Out of these responses, select the response of mapping value and map it. Now guys, as I told you, you can basically add multiple sections. You can generate multiple sections by adding the same step again and again, adding their details and create the section. And also you can add multiple sections into a pricing table. How you can do that? What you have to do? You have to basically just select this section, and here we have mapped the data of one section. After this, you just have to add a comma and map the response of the other section. So in the previous step, if you have created 3 or 4 sections, 2, 3, 4 multiple sections, just add the commas and keep on mapping or adding the mapping response or mapping details of those sections over here. And using all of those sections, a new pricing table will be created in our template document. So right now in this video, we are keeping it simple. That's why I have created only one section. After mapping the section value, just turn off this simple response button once again off and click on save and send test request. Now after clicking on save and send test request, we have received the mapping value of this pricing table. So we have created the section, we have inserted that section into the pricing table. Then using that data, we have created a pricing table, and then we have to basically insert or update this pricing table into a template document. So we have the mapping value of the pricing table over here. Now what we have to do, we have to scroll down, click on this add action step button for one last time. And we are going to finally create a document over here. So here in choose app, we will search for PandaDocs once again. Select PandaDoc. And then in action event from the drop down, we have to select create document. Then click on connect and select existing connection. Click on save. So we have once again connected our PandaDoc account. Now it is finally asking us what is the name of the document. So the document which we are going to create using the template, what is the name of that document? So I want the name of my document to be the name of the customer, and after the colon, I want WooCommerce invoice to be written over there. So first we will map the name of the customer. For example, from the WooCommerce responses, map the first name. We all know the process of mapping, how we can do this, the last name. After that, I just want a hyphen, and then I want to enter WooCommerce invoice. So I want this hyphen WooCommerce invoice to be added after every name. So we have the name of the customer and hyphen WooCommerce invoice. So this will be constant. Will be the customer name and WooCommerce invoice. So I want this document name. Then it is asking us for the tag, that do we want to add any kind of tag to this new documents which we are generating. So I don't want to add any kind of tag, so I'm just ignoring it. Then it is asking us for the metadata keys and metadata values. So like the way which in the section option, we have created some keys and values over here. Like this was the name and email was the key, and this was the value. So in such a way, do you want to create some metadata key or value for the new document as well? If you want, you can enter the details. If you don't want, you can ignore it. For the reference, I'll enter the same keys and values. Name and email, and in value, we will map the customer name, first name, last name, and the email address. So guys, this metadata key and value, as you all know, won't be entered. These details won't be entered in our newly generated document, but it will have this data. We will have this data in the backend. Now guys, after it is asking us for the template. So from the drop down, we have to select the same template which we have selected in the previous two steps. Then it is asking us for the recipient email address, the email address of the person to whom we want to send this document. So we have received the email address of the customer. So I will be mapping the email address of the customer, the billing email, and map it. Then we have to enter the details of the customer as well, like the first name and last name of the recipient to whom we are sending the email. So these are the first name and this is the last name. From the drop down, map the last name in this field. So you must be familiar now, guys, very comfortable with the process of mapping. Now, guys, it is asking us for the pricing table. So in the previous step, we have received the mapping value of the pricing table which we have generated. So we have to basically map this same mapping value over here in this field of pricing table. Just click here, and from the drop down below, from the PandaDocs action step, generate a pricing table, select the response of mapping value and map it. So guys, as I told you, as it goes with sections, it also goes with pricing tables as well. That if you have created multiple pricing tables in your document, if you want to create multiple pricing tables, by adding this comma and again mapping those pricing table values, you can also add multiple pricing tables. So using multiple sections, you can create a pricing table and you can also add multiple pricing table into your template document. So after mapping our pricing tables value mapping value, it is asking us token, user city, user country, email, first name, last name, phone number, postal code, state, and street address. So basically all of these details now it is asking us, we have basically created some dynamic fields, so variables over here in our document which we want to add. So the details before all the details in this step before it will be can be seen in the backend, but all of these details, the token details which we can see will be added in the document which we are going to generate. So we have some customer details and we have some fields for that as well. So one by one we will map all of these details. Let's begin with the city. So from the WooCommerce responses, we have received the response of the address of the customer. And from those responses, select the response of city and map it. Then after that, from the drop down below, just map the country of the customer. So this is the response of the country, map it. Then let's map the email address which we are going to add into our document. So this is the email address of the customer. Then let's map the first name. This is the first name. Let's map the last name. This is it. Phone number. So this is the response of the phone number and the postal code. So from the drop down below, select and map the postal code. Then let's move ahead. We have the state. So from the drop down, this is the response of state and the street address. So we have the address of the customer as billing address 1. Let's add a comma and after that address line 2. This is it. So in this way, basically we have added all the details of the customer for who the details for which we have created this custom fields, this variable in our document. We have mapped the details in all of those fields as well. And after mapping all of this data, just click on save and send test request. Now, as we click on save and send test request, we can see that we have received the response over here. And when we will scroll down and reach to the last part of this response, we can see that this is a very positive response. This means, guys, this response says that a new document is created in our PandaDoc account. So let's check. We'll go to a PandaDoc account. We'll get back to the documents page. Documents. And yes, guys, here we can see that just now we have created a new document. The name of this document is the dummy name WooCommerce invoice. So we have the name of the customer and after that a hyphen, a WooCommerce invoice title. Then let's open this document. And yes, we can see that this is the same document. Let me open this document in preview mode once. So let me just minimize it. So yes, guys, we can see that these are the same details of the order which we have received from WooCommerce. So using Pabbly Connect, we have created this automation using which whenever we will receive a new order in our WooCommerce store, using those new order details in Pabbly Connect, we will create this kind of document or this kind of invoice in our PandaDoc account. So we have the same product name which customer has ordered. We have the same price, same quantity which customer has ordered, total amount and so subtotal and total amount as well. So in this way, guys, we can see that the automation which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Now using this automation, you can basically not just create invoices, you can create any kind of documents in PandaDoc. So you know how to create a section, you know how to create a pricing table, and you also know how to create a document. If you haven't added any kind of pricing table into your document, you just want to create some plain document, then you can also do that using Pabbly Connect as well. You know how to do it completely. Now, after setting up this complete automation, let's test this automation once in real time. So to test it, what we are going to do, we are going to basically place an order on our WooCommerce store, a test order with some new customer details. And we will see whether a new invoice is created, a new document is created in PandaDoc or not. So let's go to a WooCommerce store. And after reaching to a store, we will add 2 different products this time. For example, I have this white t-shirt. I'll just select this order and this microphone. And now I'll just change the quantity of t-shirts to 3. For example, 3 t-shirts and a microphone. Let's click on update cart. So it is also a test order, a dummy order. We will scroll down and click on this proceed to checkout button. After that, we have entered the details of some new dummy user. New user, that is the name of the user is test demo. This is the address and this is the email address and mobile number. Let's click on place order. And yes, we can see that a new order is placed. We have received a new order in our WooCommerce store. And because we have created this automation, we will see automatically using these details, the details of this order, a new document, a new invoice will be created in our PandaDoc account. So let's wait for a few seconds and then we will refresh this documents page to get the new document. Okay, so let's refresh. And yes, now we can see that in our PandaDocs account, we can see a new document is created. The name of this document is test demo, the name of the customer, and after a hyphen, WooCommerce invoice as we have added. Let's open this document. And yes, we can see that this is the same document which is created using the same template on which we were working on. So we have the name of the customer, we have the email, the mobile number and the address of the customer which we have received from WooCommerce from the new order details. Then we have the products. So we have our first product, that was the white t-shirt. The price of this product was 1000 and the quantity was 3. So 3000 is total, and the second product, that was microphone. And we have the total invoice as well. So in this way, guys, we have tested this automation in real time, that the automation which we have created is working perfectly fine. Now, every time we will receive a new order in WooCommerce, automatically using those details of new order, a new invoice or a new document can be created using Pabbly Connect in PandaDoc. Now let's get back to Pabbly Connect and understand in brief that what are the steps we followed to set up this automation. So first, we have created a workflow in Pabbly Connect. And in this workflow, we have selected trigger application as WooCommerce, and new order created was our trigger event. Then we connected our WooCommerce store with Pabbly Connect so that we can get the new order details in Pabbly Connect workflow. Then after that, using data transformer, we have received the response, the order details in advanced format, so that in the next step, using data transformer by Pabbly, we can segregate the details of the order. We can have a single response for all the product names, all the product values, the total amount of products and quantities and all. So in this way, we have using line itemizer, we have received that data. Then we have sent all of that data to PandaDocs action step, generate a section item. And using this step, we have generated the section of a document. Then after that, in the next step of PandaDoc, action step of PandaDoc, that is generate a pricing table item, we have basically inserted the section, or if you want, you can create multiple sections. So we have basically added or mapped all of these section details to this pricing table. Then we have generated the pricing table. And at last of the PandaDocs action step of create document, we have inserted or mapped the new pricing table details which we have generated in this workflow. And then using that details and the new details which we have received from WooCommerce, we have generated a document in PandaDocs. So not just these applications, guys, you can basically connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. And also guys, Pabbly Connect offers you a forever free plan. And in this plan, you can get free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you need any kind of help or have any queries, you can ask them on forum.pabbly.com, and you can check Pabbly Connect's pricing at this link. So if this video was helpful to you, you can like this video, don't forget to share it with others, and to keep getting such content on automation and integration, you can subscribe to Pabbly. Thank you, have a nice day.